guys, and welcome back to Mika Reacting Reviews. We're reacting to things on the internet. Same day, same shirt, different video. And I hope you all guys had an amazing Christmas Eve holiday with your family and friends, or whoever you decide your family and friends are going to be this year. But I'm back, and today we're going to review to this video that I came across on Mike Knights, or he's another reaction channel or reactor on YouTube Space, but he also has a second channel where he just talks about social issues and stuff like that. And he reacted to this video, and I was like, oh, I want to get in and give you guys my opinion. And so anyway, the name of the video is "The Left Believes That Black Obesity is Due to Racism," and this is uploaded 1 month ago and has 27,000 views, and it was uploaded by a YouTuber named Ami Horitz. I'll put the name on the screen. You can pronounce it how it should be pronounced if I'm mispronouncing it. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get right into it. But before you do, if you like these type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get your notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. And another great way to support the channel is join my brand new membership program. Different levels, different tiers, different perks. Or you can visit my brand new merch shop. If you guys like the type of videos I react to on this channel, if you like the music and the type of conversations we have, pick up one of these statement shirts today. Start a conversation, speak your mind. We carry t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. Christmas is coming up. Pick up a Christmas gift or two, or just treat yourself, and it's a way for you guys to support this channel. 9 to 12 business days for the United States, 12 to 15 business days international, and 4 to 5 rush domestic for the holiday season. Pick up your shirt today. Other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, here we go.
The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
The increase in obesity across the U.S. is troubling, but particularly in the black community, where obesity among black Americans is significantly worse than white Americans. I'm Ami Horowitz, and I'm here in Woketown, USA, to ask people why they think there's a higher level of obesity in the black community.
Everything has to do with racism.
I would call it institutional racism.
Eating to be a coping mechanism.
For racism?
Yeah, if they feel bad.
It's like depression based, so maybe the stress of racism maybe does contribute.
And black people deal with racism every day, and that leads to bad food choices.
Oh God, absolutely.
I don't know what to do.
You feel stressed out. What's going on? You okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Education is a factor as well, which also ties into racism.
They're not being educated as to what is good to eat, what is not good to eat.
Yeah.
Then you're not going to be able to choose the right things for you, especially if you don't know about them too. There's a lot more in-depth stuff that predominantly like a lot of white people are more in tune with.
I don't know how to be healthy.
See, I got some weed I'm trying to roll up. You stopped me at a bad time. Yeah.
No.
Okay, stopping it there. Okay, so first of all, this kind of reminds me of the video that I watched a while ago. It was like, why is voter ID racist? And people just assume black people were just too dumb, too ignorant, and too poor to be able to get an ID, know how to get ID, know how to use a computer to figure out what the DMV is to get an ID. So a lot of these woke progressives, which I think a guy wrote a book called Woke Racism, which I want to read. I think that sounds really interesting. A lot of these woke progressives very much live in the idea of white superiority, and they actually believe because they are white, they are more superior. I'm white, therefore I am obviously more educated. I'm white, therefore I obviously know more than nutrition than you do, black person. Because I'm white, I'm obviously going to be more in tune with healthy diet and healthy eating than a black person. So they actually really do embrace this idea of white supremacy themselves. The idea of people eating their feelings, eating emotional eating is not a black thing whatsoever. It's not even a poor thing. It is a person thing. There's a lot of people from all walks of life, from all social classes, who emotionally eat. Alright? And life isn't unfair to everybody. More people have more privilege than other people for whatever reasons, but people feel the stress and how shitty life can be all the time, all over the world, throughout cultures, throughout races, throughout generations. It is just a thing. It is not a black thing. And do you realize that the West is the only place where you can be poor and broke and still be obese. That used to be a sign of wealth. Having a big fat belly used to actually be a sign of wealth, and even a beauty standard at some point, because it meant that you had a lot of money and enough food to eat. And people who were poor or impoverished were the skinny ones. They looked like the stick figure models. So it's really not because people are necessarily poor that they're choosing bad diets. It's the shit that's in our fucking food. Western food, the foods industry in the West is fucking terrible. There's stuff that they put in our food that's deemed illegal or not edible for humans in other countries. Look into it. But anyway, let's get back into the video.
Got some weed I'm trying to roll up. You stopped me at a bad time. Yeah.
No problem.
Honestly, the argument that you should, have individual responsibility when it comes to like any of the major issues that we face in our country, especially related to racism, is like completely ludicrous.
Individual freedom isn't truly like individual freedom if you're not a white straight male.
So I definitely don't think it's an individual responsibility.
If you say individual responsibility, is that coming from a white privilege and white supremacy?
100%, yeah.
They don't have any access to good food.
Yeah, they live in food deserts. There's no nutritious food.
Yeah, they're only like provided with really like bad quality food because it's cheaper to like manufacture and et cetera.
Right.
I keep trying to stop it in good places, but it's hard to do that. Anyway, so yeah, thank you, person, for letting me know that I was still a slave. And that because I'm not a white cis male, that means I have no freedom. I didn't know that. Where are my shackles? Are they invisible? What is happening here? So yeah, we're not free, according to non-black people. We have no individual rights or responsibility or accountability, which is why I made my video about victim culture and why I think the black community has been duped. Because the easiest way to strip power from a community is tell them you have no power, you have no accountability or responsibility for how to create the life that you want, right? And so thank you, white stupid ass woke progressive, for continuing that stupid ass narrative for all the black people on this planet that we are just defenseless, like weak, like slaves still, that can't choose better diets and better food for ourselves. But I do agree with the one girl who said that, yeah, it's bad quality food that's usually just produced in poor neighborhoods, not black neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods. If you go to the poor white neighborhoods, the trailer park neighborhoods, they have the same fucking issue. It's not a black thing, it's an economy thing, it's a poor thing. The food is just shit. That's why you can be poor and still be obese as hell. Let's continue.
There's more McDonald's there's all their supermarkets, it's all like Doritos and everything, et cetera.
Do you think it's possible that corporate America was looking to destroy the black community and therefore put a lot of this stuff in there?
I think definitely under some administrations for sure. I personally could believe that. I really could.
Do you think it's a conscious decision by corporate America to destroy the black community by making sure they have all these unhealthy choices?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Could be.
Like where Whole Foods are, where Trader Joe's are, where like just bougie grocery stores are. They're all in white neighborhoods.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, my sister lives in Detroit, Michigan, downtown Detroit, Michigan, where there's very highly black people, and she has a Trader Joe's at the downstairs on the floor level of her condo building. So like I said, these white people really do live in white supremacy world when they actually think that black people have no access to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. Not true. I would say that Trader Joe's and Whole Foods are less likely to be in poor neighborhoods, which affect poor white people, poor Asian people, poor black people, just poor people in general, but okay. And yeah, you would find more fast food and shitty junk food areas in poor neighborhoods. Once again, poor neighborhoods, not black neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods. But you see McDonald's and fast food places all over. They're not just in poor neighborhoods, they're everywhere. And like, I kind of can see the point of like maybe the government or corporate America pouring poison ass food into poor neighborhoods or black neighborhoods to like fuck them over. I do agree with that to some extent. I do think that the powers to be wants to dumb us down, and they do that also with diet. But again, I don't think that's a race thing. I just think that is a poor or a class thing to just pump poison into the food, give them less education, less access, so they're just more dumbed down. But again, I don't think that's a black thing. I think that's an economy thing. I think that's a poor thing. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, like there's no Whole Foods there.
We're here in the heart of Harlem to find out if what we just heard is true.
One of the main places I used to shop in LA was Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. Just saying. Just saying. Loved Whole Foods hot food section. Amazing. Me and my boyfriend at the time used to always get sushi there. Just saying. As poor black folks, we do know how to make our way to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods when we want to. Just FYI. Let's continue.
Is the obesity rate in the black community because of racism?
I think it's because of probably what they eat.
I mean, because of the way we eat people.
I have a choice to eat healthy or not.
You know, not making the choices to, I would say, like, to eat healthier.
Life choices, exercise, food choices.
Well, someone needs to give her the memo. Black people don't have choices. We still slaves, according to the white progressives. Let's continue.
I'm not going to take that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to think it's other things.
I just think people need to watch their eating habits. That's all.
And not because of racism.
Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think everyone has to take control of their own health.
It's also down to, you know, the individual in the household and what they learn from the family around them and what they see around them as well. It's like saying we don't know what we're doing half the time when we're making the choices we make. In many instances, knowing the consequences in the long run.
I like the point that he made. It starts in a household. To me, I would like to continue that with culture. A lot of things that a lot of black people don't want to talk about is things that are cultural. When I was growing up, eating shitty food was almost like a part of our culture. Eating really fatty foods, eating really fried foods, eating a lot of starches and breads and macaroni and stuff like that. I don't know, I just threw macaroni in there. I think I'm kind of hungry. And people might say that kind of stems from slavery because we got thrown the scraps, the slave food, and it kind of just stayed with our culture, blah, blah, blah. But look, we're not slaves anymore, okay? So you can make better decisions and better choices, but a lot of it is culture. When I decided to go vegan, I'm not vegan anymore, but when I decided to go vegan, my family actually made fun of me because I wasn't deciding to eat the same food that they was eating. Like when I would have lower proportions or smaller proportions when I would go out to dinner with my family or family barbecues or family gatherings, they would make fun of me. Like, oh, what are you trying to do? Stay little? They even would say I was trying to act white because I was trying to lower my calories or lower my proportions, or even when I went vegan for a little bit, they actually accused me of trying to act white because a lot of the bad food choices that black people make is seen as a cultural thing. The soul food, the fatty, oily, salty food is seen as a black culture thing. But again, we can never look at the culture because God forbid that we do that. And obesity has been a thing for a long time. Being big, the whole body positivity thing, being like big and beautiful, has been a black cultural thing for a long time. Having a big ass, big thighs, big hips, big waist, big tits, that's always been a thing. And of course, what comes with all that comes a big gut, which is the most dangerous part of their body to hold fat or hold weight because it's crushing your organs, right? That's why diabetes is such an epidemic in the black community. That's what I say, the body positivity community, who likes to always uphold the black community when it's convenient to them, don't give a fuck about the black community, because if they did, they would want our obesity and our diabetes rates to go down and not go up, right? And so this has been a part of the black community for a long time. Anyway, let's continue.
People eat food and they like different food. Some people like that being on a diet, some people like running, some people don't. Individual choices.
Everybody should be accountable for themselves.
Do you think it's racist to say that personal choice?
Nah, it's not.
They said to me that saying that about black people is racist.
It's like saying black people don't have free will.
Black people don't have agency.
Exactly. That's just
Isn't that
nonsense.
racist?
That's a little bit to me, yes. It's very weird to hear to me personally.
In a black neighborhood, they deal with racism so often in the day that they stress eat.
What?
Does that not sound right to you?
They're misinformed.
Now, if they put a big hamburger place and you keep going to it and you gain weight, they didn't make you go in there. That's what I'm looking at.
Whose fault is that?
That's the person that's going in there. How are you blaming this guy that opening his business?
I'm fat. America's fat. What you want?
But you carry it well.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
If you go to a white supermarket, when you walk in, the first thing you see is fruits and vegetables. You go to a black supermarket, you walk in, the first thing you see cakes, cookies, and fat.
I would disagree with that. I think Doritos and snacks and sugary foods are always at the beginning of the supermarket because they're where the cash register is. So I don't actually agree with that. I think that's every supermarket. Now, like the more bougie ones, like the guy said, pointed bougie like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, and I think there was another one that started like Gildan's or something. Was another one in LA that was supposed to be like the bougiest one. Yeah, you might have better choices, like you have like nice dark chocolates and, you know, organic and vegan and stuff like that, but it's still always the junkiest food at the beginning of the market, so I disagree with that. And yes, most supermarkets have vegetables and fruit, but the more poor neighborhoods tend to have less options than that, and I do agree with that. Even when in Detroit, there was at some point, and it's not true anymore because they just opened the Whole Foods where my sister lives in Detroit. At some point, most of the grocery stores there didn't have a produce section because people just wasn't delivering fruits and vegetables to their stores because it was just a really impoverished area. So that is true that does happen, and that should be dealt with. It shouldn't be made a race thing. It should be made a economic or poor or impoverished thing. But that does happen. But you still have choices. And I know a lot of people would use the argument of like, well, what is a single mom with 6 kids gonna do? She can't, you know, march herself to the suburbs to get to Trader Joe's or healthier options when all she's surrounded by is junk food and fast food. It's just easier for her. She's overworked, she's tired, and all those things. Well, I would say that person, before she became a single mom with multiple kids, should have made better life decisions before she got herself in that position. Because it's a lot easier to take care of yourself when you're not financially struggling and when you don't have multiple mouths to feed on your own. I know everyone cannot just like, you know, control their life, and I know people can do the best they can to make the best decisions that they can, but sometimes things happen and you can't help the situation. You can't help that someone walked away from you and stuff like that. But let's face it, a lot of people make bad decisions when they're young that affect them when they're older. And so yeah, it's going to be harder for you if you have multiple mouths to feed and you're overworked and you're tired and you're already financially struggling, and you can just go to McDonald's and spend $5 and get a big ass meal with multiple burgers and a giant fry and giant soda and stuff like that to feed your little kids. It is going to be easier for you, but you have to family plan beforehand so you can make the better decisions as you get older. And that's for everyone, not a race thing. That is for everyone. All right, let's continue.
But is that because they know that's their market, or because
they know that that's their market? And we have to, us white black people have to be awakened to what's going on.
What are you gonna eat tonight?
I already had lunch, had some chicken and rice for lunch. Might just make some nice steak tonight with some rice again, protein shake, call it a night.
I'm doing a master cleanse right now. I took ownership of my weight and my weight gain. So you have to take ownership of your own health, your own weight.
Y'all doing some good stuff in Harlem, you feel me?
Not a race issue.
No, it's not.
Okay,
No, this playing fat everywhere.
Alright guys, that was it, and I like that he said that. Somebody actually mentioned that earlier, that America is just fat. America has an obesity problem. It is not a race thing, okay? It is easier to keep your weight under control and eat healthier if you have more money, more access, and more education. I get that, but America itself is obese. But of course, nobody wants to talk about that because body positivity and feelings. And I don't necessarily want to talk about race too much on this channel, but I also thought this was really, really important to talk about because, like, when I hear stuff like that, it just makes me cringe. It just makes me cringe. You're like, oh, black people this, black people that, and I'm just like, where? And I understand that he probably edited this video a certain way to prove a point. Maybe there were plenty of white people or white progressives who were like, no, it's not a race thing. And maybe there were plenty of black people who agreed with the fact that it was racist. So like, I'm pretty sure he edited this a certain way to prove a point. But the fact that there are people out here that think like that is just detrimental to everyone, but especially the black community, because like, you're just perpetuating a really toxic narrative that's not actually helping us whatsoever. It's actually keeping us, the community, stuck. But again, we still have our own choices, and we have to rise up and make better decisions for ourselves, individual, everyone, not just race think, but everyone. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get your notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. If you'd like to support the channel any further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, you can either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop, race statement tees and mugs to show the world what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and type of music you're into. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle. I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below, hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date, and I also have a TikTok, links down below. You guys have an amazing day. Bye.